Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Happy Paws YouTube channel. We normally come on here and talk about Sunday afternoon chats, but today Lisa and I wanted to talk to you about something really important. There is a critical situation happening in Turkey, and we felt it was important that we updated everybody on what's happening, what we're doing, and how you might be able to help us. So I wanted to chat to you today, Lisa, so that you can tell us what is actually going on in Turkey at the moment?
Oh, goodness me, there's just so much going on, Dominique. It's just been a really difficult few weeks, really, listening to what's been happening. It's almost like a runaway train over there. There's just so much information now coming at us. We heard a few weeks, months, or whatever. I can't even remember, to be fair, when we first heard about it, but we just, I guess, didn't comprehend because we thought this cannot be possible. But the government in Turkey want to cleanse, if you like, the streets and feeding areas and shelters and all of this, that public shelters, all of that. They want to basically get rid of the street dogs. Now, okay, so we thought, right, okay, surely this can't be happening. Surely they could be more proactive with their spay and neuter, that sort of thing. So it was almost like we just couldn't believe what was going to happen. But it is happening. The law appears to be being passed. There's so many sort of sections that they have to pass, and it looks as though each one is unfortunately being passed as we go along. As this has sort of intensified, it's actually quite disturbing, because what's happened, even though the final law, I believe, has not been passed yet, but is likely to, what it is unleashed over there over the last couple of weeks is it's just incomprehensible to people who are kind and compassionate. What it's unleashed are just these monsters going around thinking they have a license now to kill any dog that they come across by whatever means they feel is right in their head. Unfortunately, I've seen and been party to a lot of videos that have been coming my way. I'm absolutely appalled and distressed at the cruelty. It's unprecedented. I just can't get that across. It doesn't matter, the cruelty is so insane. I've just never seen anything like it. Strangling, poisoning, stabbing, shooting, however, drowning, throwing into pit, you name it, it's happening. And
So
it's
is that like a
happening now.
free-for-all, just killing dogs?
Yeah, it is. I've seen videos absolutely that would shock anybody that has any ounce of compassion. It's in my head now, and that's what I think about. And it really got us motivated at Happy Paws, obviously. It doesn't matter in my view what breed the dog is. No dog deserves that. No dog deserves that. It's just absolutely shocking. And we know, because we're realists, we know that there will be many golden retrievers caught up in this. Obviously, that's our breed of choice, obviously. And we just felt that we had to push the Happy Paws rescue machine, if you like, into action last week, to just try in as much as we could to just try and give sanctuary to as many golden retrievers, or that we possibly can. And we've been working tirelessly to get this sorted. No dog is safe over there. No dog is safe. So the Archies, the Laylas, all the dogs that we've rescued, they won't get any time. They will just be slaughtered. And that freaks us completely out back here.
Because they really don't care about the breed, whether it's a family dog, whether it's in a shelter, whether it's a street dog. And all dogs are important.
Yes.
But it's just a free-for-all.
It's a complete free-for-all, and it's just horrendous. I mean, it's just, it's given license to these people who are inherently, in my view, evil. It's given them license to just do what they want to do, and the government haven't passed this law 100% yet, and yet you've got people running around doing all these things, and you just think, and there's been massive demonstrations in Turkey from our friends in animal rescue. I mean, you know, it's been amazing the amount of support, and they are appalled, and they've been out there demonstrating, they've been out there fighting. Everyone's just trying to do their best, because a lot of these street dogs, Dominique, they're not, you know, they may not have a home, but they sort of, you know, they're owned by the village, if you like. So they will be fed by the village, they will be looked out for, you know, that sort of thing. So these are not, you know, aggressive, nasty, evil street dogs. These are dogs that are just basically owned by villages and towns and things like that. You know, they'll sit outside shops, and, you know, I'm sure if anyone's visited Turkey, I'm sure they've seen a lot of dogs wandering around, which is fine. But it's just so incredibly cruel, and it's just now almost like a monster that's just been let loose. And as I say, no dog is safe regardless of breed.
This is happening before the law comes in. Do you have any estimation of when the law, or if the law is going to happen?
Well, it's passing each stage. I'm just being sort of updated. Obviously, I'm no sort of expert on how the law works over there, but it seems that there are different stages, and the stages just keep getting passed. And I don't know, our problem here, and it's the thing that we're not willing to risk, is we don't know. So if the law came in, like, if somebody said, oh, the law is going to come in a month's time, then we'd think, right, okay, we've got a month to sort this out. But as a rescue, it could happen tomorrow. So the point is that we don't know. So that's why we've been working to try and do our bit, even though we said, you know, weeks ago, on a recent visit of mine, right, okay, we're not really going to rescue too many before September, because we have to get them out to actually free up space at the centre, and we try to manage it very carefully. So we had a choice. We had a choice. We either looked away, which doesn't sit comfortably, sorry, which doesn't sit comfortably with me. I can't just look away and just say, okay, that's, you know, it's not our problem. We'll just carry on as normal.
So what are you doing, Lisa? What is Happy Paws? What are you doing to help these dogs at the moment, this week?
Well, we've basically freed up. We've made more, if you like, not freed up, but made more space. So that's really important. We've made the space. We've identified where the dogs are, so we know where they are. We've got 20 on our radar, and that is all happening now as we speak. So they will be taken back for sanctuary at the centre, which is so positive, so super positive. But we know that there are, unfortunately, many more, and that's what is really killing me just at the moment, is that we're getting asked to help on an unprecedented scale. How do we as individuals, how do we as a charity, how do we make that decision? How do we do that? So we said, we're just going to do all that we can. And I know in my heart that I'm not alone in this, because it's so stressful. Nobody really understands how tough it is to run a rescue like Happy Paws. It's hard. It's hard on a normal week, but this is off the chain crazy. And the only thing that's really kept me together in all of this is knowing that the Happy Paws supporters are with us. They're standing with us shoulder to shoulder, and I can't tell you how much that means. And when I'm sitting in sort of the occasional quiet time that I've had over the last week or so, that is such a comfort, because you know that people are with you, and they know that I know that everybody believes in what we're doing. But it's been an absolutely monumentally crazy few weeks for us, but we rest assured we're going to do everything we can to get as many dogs to safety as we possibly can.
And how can people help us do that, Lisa? Because we're going to do something special this month, aren't we?
Oh gosh, yes. Well, we've obviously got out. We thought about how we were going to raise the money, because obviously with at least 20 golden retrievers, that's a staggering amount of money to for us to provide sanctuary, to do all their vaccinations, the spaying, the neutering, all of the things that go with that, and obviously opening up, more space. We've had to sort of really make sure that we've got plenty of space for them. And yeah, we've got the Happy Paws lottery coming up. So luckily for us, our Super Anne, who does all the lottery
Amazing, Anne.
placing thing. Yeah, what would I do without my Anne? I've got no idea, really, seriously. So we said what we're going to do is we're going to run a very special lottery, and it's just coincided with everything that we're doing. And we just said, look, rather than just ask people, with all respect for donations, we thought, let's do like a lottery. Let's really try and make this a lottery that we can keep as many retrievers safe as and get them out of harm's way as quickly as possible.
So I think people don't realize how much how many resources, human resources and cash resources it takes to rescue just one dog. We mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, but how much is just for one dog if it's in good health?
Yeah, the prep is about £400. That's their prep, all of their, we call it prep, it's the, the vaccinations, the rabies vaccination, all of, the spay and neuter, the flea, worm, their kennel cough. There's a lot going on there to make sure that they're okay. They might need a microchip if they haven't already got one. So that's just the £400 just for the prep. That's without food, that's without extra vet care, that's without, obviously we have to factor in all of our training, all of our expenses, and yeah, on a sort of generalized basis, as I say, we can normally plan and normally structure the fundraising around who we rescue, like for instance like Bo or the 5 that we took off the street. The reason I took those 5 off the street was because I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming. I had a really bad feeling. I thought this is bad, and we had to get those 5 to safety. That was another 5 that we were like, oh my goodness, can we do this? But luckily for us, Happy Paws support was amazing, and those 5 were safe. Then obviously little Bo, get him out of the shelter. Again, should I have done that? Probably, not under normal circumstances. But again, can't look away. Just can't do it.
No. So it's about £400 just for the basic vet care if the dog's healthy.
Yeah.
And then you've got to house, feed, train, all of those things. I think you said a couple of weeks ago it's about 1,600 per dog to rescue a dog. Was that the figure that I
yeah, it's gone. It used to be about that. Now with all the increases that we've had, we are looking at around sort of £2,000 per dog.
So every dog we rescue, we need to have that £2,000 available to be able to give them the life that they deserve. And you're taking on 20 at the moment, and you'd like to do more. So the lottery is going to be super important this month. I don't know if people who are watching have ever participated in the lottery. We have huge, wonderful supporters that do it every month, and it's an incredible part of our fundraising that we do every year. And tickets are £5. And below me, above me on the Facebook page, you will see Anne's main post, and you just need to leave a comment on there. How you pay for the tickets are on there. I also put it on Instagram, and you can direct message me. So every ticket, every £5 ticket you buy will be an incredible help. And just think about that. If we can get to every 2,000 for the lottery we raise, you can save another life, can't you, Lisa?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, is that it all comes down to, as I've always said, it all comes down to funds. The bottom line is we can't have what we can't afford. So that is the crucial thing. It's just so, it's so strange how we, sort of like all of these things, and I sit sometimes and I'm like, oh my God, how are we going to do this? What are we going to do? How are we going to manage this? But somehow the Happy Paws supporters always come through for us.
Yeah.
And that's seriously, that is the backbone of the charity, are the supporters, because without the supporters we couldn't do what we do. And everyone's just so incredibly generous, very kind. This is the thing, is that seriously, I've always said that ever since the charity sort of opened, but I think in the last couple of weeks, for me personally, it's really brought it home, because I just feel like they're supporting me to continue to do this work, and that's how I sort of see it at the moment. And I'm so super grateful, because without that sort of support, believe me, without those kind comments, without that really wonderful support, I would be struggling right now. I would be struggling to think, how am I going to continue to do this? So, it's that important. And I feel very humbled by that. I'm always getting really lovely messages from people to say thank you. And, which normally I don't really like that sort of, all that sort of attention, because I think I do what I do because I love it. But actually, in the last few weeks, I've really appreciated, people's kindness and their appreciation for what we do at Happy Paws. And that really means a lot. And it's certainly keeping me propped up right now. 16-hour days, 7 days a week, just trying to find a solution to all of these issues. And I just want to do the best that I can. And I feel like with the Happy Paws supporters that we're able to do that. So yeah, hopefully the lottery will be will be a really
I love
raving
the lottery.
success.
I think I think we've discussed this before, but running the charity, you see the worst of people, but you also see the best of people, both sides of human beings, and how kind people can be. I'm always amazed when I put up one of your posts on the Instagram page, how generous and how kind people are, whether they're giving £1, £5, £10. I mean, we had a lovely donation the other day of £500 to our legacy appeal, and I just thought, oh my goodness, it's so incredibly kind. It's just as important as the £5 ones, and particularly for the lottery. £5 per ticket. Many people watching, particularly on Facebook, will already buy lottery tickets every month. You may have a standing order. Please, please, please consider getting some extra tickets this month. We're opening it today, Saturday, and we're going to keep it open for 5 days, the lottery, aren't we, until the end of the month.
This is because it is unprecedented. We discussed that to see whether we want to maximise, and obviously it comes down to the more money we raise, or the lottery raises, it will give us scope, hopefully, fingers crossed, to identify more dogs that need to get out and get under our care. So yeah, we decided on this occasion that it would be 5 days rather than 3. So hopefully, fingers crossed. But we should have lots of updates about what's been happening, today and tomorrow and all the rest of it. So we will keep everybody updated, obviously, on this really massive rescue, because we've never taken on anything like this. I think the last one we did was one of the ones, I'm trying to think whether it was 7 or 11. It was about 6 or 7 years ago. I think it was 11. So 20, I mean, whoa.
20 or more, depending on how much we
more.
raise. Or more. Thank you so much for coming on here and having a chat to me about this. There won't be a Sunday afternoon chat this week. We were going to talk about adoptions. This has taken precedent over that. We will be back the following week to talk about adoption, so that, because I know a lot of people were looking forward to that. And please, everyone who's watching, if you could participate in our lottery, as I said, below this post will be all the details. Leave comments on there, and then Anne will get back to you with lottery tickets. It's super simple to do it, and we really, this month more than ever, we really, really, really would love your support. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And Lisa, thank you so much for doing everything that you do. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Dominique. Thanks so much.
All right. Bye, everyone.